Well, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that the mighty ACB has committed a racism. Oh my goodness. Amy Coney Barrett's discernment is being questioned after her views on the use of the N-word in the workplace resurfaced. The Associated Press has published a report on Ms. Barrett's most notable judicial opinions, which included a 2019 workplace discrimination case in which she penned the opinion that the use of the N-word in the workplace had not, quote, created a hostile or abusive working environment. Ms. Barrett wrote on behalf of a unanimous 3-judge panel that issued the ruling. Oh no, you say. She has condoned racism. A man was called the N-word and the world didn't end. But, my God, this is so ridiculous. Just take a moment to understand the beauty of this moment. They have dredged up a case in which Amy Coney Barrett had to rule as to whether or not the N-word created a hostile work environment. So why was it rejected? In the ruling, Ms. Barrett said that while she found the use of the word abhorrent, the plaintiff in the case had not made a strong enough case that harassment was occurring. The N-word is an egregious racial epithet. That said, Smith cannot win simply by proving that the word was uttered. He must also demonstrate that Colbert's use of this word, or Colbert, however you want to pronounce that word, he must also demonstrate that the use of this word altered the conditions of his employment and created a hostile or abusive working environment, she wrote. Where's the fucking lie? No, seriously, where is the lie? That just because you were called a name, that it altered the conditions of your working environment. Was this a regular occurrence now? Or did it simply happen once? Was the person disciplined? Was the person chastised? There are a ton of questions here that need to be asked. And what the kind of chutzpah, the kind of privilege it takes for someone to bring to a court the idea that just because they were called a name, that they are entitled to damages. I mean, now this was a case in 2019, which means we are past the greatest generation who said sticks and stones may break my bones. Oh, but this was brought up by the Independent in the UK, that this is all the shit they have. Who cares? Like, seriously, who cares? Who's going to go out and complain about every time they're called a racial slur? Who does this? But anyways, it continues. Even Justice Kavanaugh disagreed with her ruling on the matter. Who cares? Wait, hang on. I take that back. I do care. This woman is more based than Justice Kavanaugh. Let her in. That is a qualifier. That makes her case even stronger. She is more based than Justice Kavanaugh. Well done. Although, it gets complicated. It gets complicated because many users on social media pointed out that she had adopted 2 black children and asked whether or not she would feel the same if the word was used against them when they enter the working world. Oh, how spicy. Drag the kids into it, why don't you? At least she didn't abort them. All right. On Tuesday, she was pressed on her stance on a number of major Supreme Court cases, including the legality of marriage, gay marriage, abortion services, yes, services, yes, and of the Obamacare Act. We're not calling it the Affordable Care Act. It's not affordable at all. It's just the Obamacare. It's the prices of the Affordable Care Act are, in fact, a direct reflection of the care and give a damn Obama has, which is none. He doesn't give a shit about you. He wants to hurt you, in fact. He wants to mandate that you buy this shit when you cannot afford to buy this shit. That's how much Obama gives a shit about you. And then we come to the real crux of the matter. She would not commit to recusing herself from a ruling where she might have a conflict of interest. Now, does having a religious opinion qualify as a conflict of interest? I think not. That is certainly not a conflict of interest. By the same token, every Obama appointee, every communist shill should, recuse themselves from anything that, might affect this country in any light. If this was true, every socialist should recuse themselves off the bench forthwith, but they're not, so fuck them. And this double standard of, holding the right to higher principles than everyone else. So, yes, Amy Coney Barrett has committed a Waycism, and we should all feel bad. But no, in this instance, she's actually pretty based, more based, in fact, than Justice Kavanaugh, which is, of course, a huge boost in my personal liking for her. As always, guys, stay carnal.